So hello and welcome once again back to the channel. Review time. It's one of the ones I've been looking forward to. Unfortunately the kit got the packaging was somewhat below average, let's say. When it got packaged, it was an accident, put a bottle of pet glue in with the kit, and it rattled about a bit. So we've yet to see. I haven't had a look through yet, so I don't know whether there's been any damage as such done. I'm expecting some broken parts, to be honest. If there is, I may have to send off for replacement parts, or even send the kit back and get it replaced. But hopefully, it's a big hope, but you never know. So we are, of course, going to be reviewing the Tiffy. I could hear it sounds dreadful, I know. The Tiffy limited edition by Eduards. We've got some lovely box art going on. It's a change from their Profi pack type style, and we've got a Typhoon Mark 1B cardor. It's Hasegawa plastic parts, Eduards photo etched and resin details, there's painting mask, cartograph, printed decals for 6 marking options, which is great. The item number is 1131 and it's from Eduards. Their address is www.eduards.com. It is a limited edition kit. There's just a little bit of gump on the side about what you get in the kit. Again, I don't know whether they're numbered limited edition or it's just a limited edition run. It doesn't say. Normally when they're limited edition they'll have a number on them somewhere, but anyway, that's the box art sort of round and about it. There's your marking options, you can see them. We're going to flip to the other camera now because it's quite frankly better equipped for this, and we'll have a look inside the box. See you in a mo. Let's take go through that one first. Oh dear, it's all fallen out the bag. Oh dear. Oh dearie dear. Not good at all. As I say, the bag had been opened. The main bag where all your sprues sit had been opened, and the tech glue had been put in the bag with the kit. I got this kit, I bought this kit from Mike Jolly, model kits for less. I will say this is very, very unusual for them to make a mistake such as this when it comes to packing. Their packing is always has been second to none. I really must stress that. I don't want people thinking that this is normal for them, because it's not. As I understand it, they may have some new employees they're training in packaging. That could be part of the reason why. I honestly don't know. So let's have a quick look. We've got a bit of gump on the front about the Hawker Typhoon. I don't think I've built a Hawker Typhoon before. I know there was a lot of excitement around the was it the Airfix Typhoon? I just need to check that is in view all the way for you. I don't want to So we've got the sprue maps here. The blue parts indicate parts you're not going to use, I believe. Yeah, parts not for use. So I love the Eduards instructions. They come in this nice glossy brochure. They're colour, so they've got a bit of colour in them. The PE's marked, tells you where your PE's going. This looks like it's going to be a tremendous build, I've got to say. Yes, it's looking like it could be very, very special. So we've got basically the cockpit coming together here, and the yoke going in there. Looks like the flight yoke. Then we've got the rest of the cockpit coming together, the seat going in, seat belts, more PE markings going in there, and then we've got the two fuselages coming together, wings going on, wheel bays going in. Then we've got some external aerials, wheels and such going on there. We've got some armaments coming in, some resin going in here, donated by RP, resin piece. Then we've got some more, looks like, is that the car door part of it? I don't know. No, it's inside the canopy. We're looking at inside the canopy, marking options going in. More resin in the photo stack, prop going on there. And then we've got resin stacks going in again, prop going on. Looks as though that might be the car door part of it, I'm not certain. And then we've got the masts going on the canopy, wheels, and then we've got the colour options. So we've got invasion stripes there on the bottom but not on the top, and that's Manston Base, May 1943. Same again here, invasion stripes on the bottom, not the top. Not the top. In this one we've got some decals for the wheel bays, the wheel doors on that one. No invasion stripes on that one, just black underneath. And invasion stripes on this one, but again not on the top. And again not on the top. So I don't profess to know all about the ins and outs of colour codes and painting options and invasion stripes, but I always thought that it went on the top and the bottom. And yet they seem to have missed this out on a lot of these. So if somebody could leave a comment in the section below, let me know why that is, because if I come across this again I'm going to need to be able to explain why, or maybe I'm wrong, maybe they're not on the top. I thought they were on the top, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, we'll do that. Now we're going to have a look at the decals. Now these are cartograph decals, and I've got to say, I think these are about the best cartograph decals I've ever laid my eyes on. These are amazing. They're really, really top quality. They've got a sheen to them. They've got almost a gloss to them, not too much though. And oh, they're very nice. Yes, they're in register. I'll see if I can show you them up close. There's not a lot to see really with cartograph decals because they're all so bloody good. Dog is murmuring away back there. He's not happy. We've had a dog go past the window, so he's got to make his gob go. You can probably hear him in the background. So there we go. I mean, So anyway, you can see the quality in them. They're very, let's just show you they're very, very thin. But I should imagine they're quite strong as well. They'll go down nicely, those will. Excellent. So I'm just going to put them to one side because I'm behind on time. So with that said, let's move on to the plastic. First up, we've got the propeller. So let's see if we can zoom in on the plastic. Make sure we see all the best bits. So that's our centre point there. Excellent. And there's no flash on it. No sink marks. Got a little bit of a location point there, so that's good. Thing to look for on these propellers is along the side. You get seam lines along the side of the. Well, I don't know whether they're seam lines. They're not. What am I talking about? They're not seam lines as such. They're just where the mould has sort of come apart. And they leave a little trailing edge along the spine of the propeller, which needs taking care of on almost all propellers. It's not something that's not too bad, that one, but it usually needs looking at. We come over to the wings. So we've got ejector pin marks on the inside, but they're nothing to worry about. You're not going to see them, and in areas where you may see them, they're easily taken care of. And then so we go on to the side that's of importance, and we have got some lovely levels of detail there. Although I don't know, now this is quite badly scuffed. Now my problem is and a lot of this damage may have been caused by the tech glue rattling around in there. These marks here are not yes, these marks here are not they look worse than they are, if that makes any sense. They look almost like cracks in some places, but I can run my finger over it. It's very smooth. I would need to confirm this with somebody else that's got the kit. I'm going to see if I can get a close-in view on this so that you can see what I'm talking about. And basically, let me try and zoom that in there. And I don't know if you can see, we've got all the scuff marks along the central part. It's hard to tell looking through the back of the camera whether you're picking that up, but my main concern is along here we've got all these tiny little dots. Let me just wait for that to come back in. Come on. We've got these tiny little dots with, Yeah, you can see them. I can see them through the camera. They're scattered all the way along. And on the front end there. Yeah, on the front end there as well. Both sides. I don't think they've come from Tech Glue, and the reason for this is they're identical on both sides. These marks are identical on both sides of the wing, so the chances of that rattling around in that box and you know, I think they come from these holes that have been drilled out. Yeah, they're the holes that have been drilled out by the looks of it. They match up with them. So I really don't know what to make of that. I don't know whether that's an acceptable... I don't know whether that's acceptable. I've never come across it before. So I've got no frame of reference for it. They're smooth, so it can be covered. They, like I say, they look worse than they are, but they do look to be the beginnings of cracks coming through. So I don't really know what to make of that. We'll just have to I'll wait and see. I might get in touch with Eduard, I don't know, see whether anyone else has got that problem. Anyway, let's move on quickly because this is starting to take longer than I hoped. Then we've got some more parts, again, evidence from the Tamiya bottle. This is the damage that the bottle's done. You can clearly see it's completely different. It's random, it's all over, it's just buff marks where it's sort of banged up against the plastic. So far nothing that I can't rectify, but you know, flip side, nothing much to report on there. We've got a little bit of internal detail going on there. We zoomed in, yeah, a little bit of internal detail. And we've got our exhaust stacks, which thankfully I haven't got to really put together myself, which I had to do on the BF110. What a nightmare that was. We're missing a piece, number 4, and I bet that's that piece I had hold of a minute ago. I bet that's it there. That'll be number 4. Has it got 2? Yeah. Yeah. Can even see the points where it's, yeah. So that'll go in my little dimple tray there. We've got a fuselage half. So it's quite a small plane really, by considering it's 148, it's quite a small plane, made in Japan. Thought they were made in Czechoslovakia. Of course this is Hasegawa kit though, isn't it? It's not Czechoslovakia anymore. Anyway, it's the Czech Republic, isn't it? I don't know, I'm so out of touch with countries at the moment. Anyway, so we've got nice panel line detail going on here. Apart from, if we ignore the scuffs, we've got some lovely panel line, we've got some riveting detail, and we've actually got, they've really done a good job of the rivets. They actually look like proper rivets, they're not just little dimples. You've actually got the rivet hole in the centre and then the metal of the rivet and then the outer edge. It's excellent front radiator there, loads of lovely detail, and Yeah, very nice. Other fuselage half. Same again, it's pretty much a mirror of the last one. We've got some detail going on. These must be the wheel doors. There, we've got some detail there. Rear jockey wheel there. No internal detail. Again, superb. Crisp, clean lines. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Not too deep on the panel lines. I think they're okay. I'm not really one that can tell scale from a panel line. You get these that say, like, for example, Airfix panel lines are too deep. I guess these must be okay, because these look about the same as Airfix lines on a 1/72, and this is 1/48th, so I'm guessing these must be about right. Again, we've got some nice detail. We've got some of these guns or aerials or something. I think these are some sort of guns, some sort of armaments. We've got the flat tires, but we've got resin for that we'll use. Very nice. And we've got some more little bits and bobs. Framework. I don't know what this is. It looks like part of the exhaust stacks, but that looks completely different. There's the flight yoke. There's the where the pilot puts his feet. So this is all cockpit. I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure what some of the pieces are on here. Landing gear maybe, I don't know. I lack a seat belt for this, I think. Oh, I've just remembered. I don't lack a seat belt at all, because it comes with photo etch. And you can bet your bottom dollar that there's a seat belt somewhere in there. Lovely. And of course it's made in Japan because it's Hasegawa. And we've got some little pieces. So these are some little bombs. This is a head restraint system, I think, that I guess keeps the pilots from breaking the neck. I'm only guessing on that one. And then we've got another bomb over here with there's a miniature steering wheel there, so the elf that sits inside the bomb can steer it when he drives it to its destination. I'm only joking. There we go, so that's them. That's the main plastic. Then we got the clear parts, which mercifully were in a bag all on their own, so these have not been completely obliterated. There we go, Czech Republic. And so let's have a look at this then. Let me have a look at. Got enough. This is from a Typhoon. This is from a Hurricane, actually. So we've got some got some clear, it's clear. Some parts are clearer than the other. The canopy is okay. I've seen clearer. It's by no means bad. I mean, particularly these two parts here are very good. So they're exceptional. They're very clear. You can read everything through them. There's no distortion. That's great. The canopy is not as clear. There's a tiny bit of distortion, which you're going to get anyway because it's on a curved area. But it's just a bit, I don't know, it just needs cleaning up a bit. The inside of the canopy appears to be a lot better in finish than the outside. I think the outside is where the problem is. I think there's a bit of a pattern. It's almost like it's got a matte type, a light sheen to the outside, and it's got the proper sort of reflective glossy type that it should be on the bottom. So I don't know what's going on there. It's I'm making it sound worse than it is. Just me being picky. I shall give it a polish out anyway, and hopefully that will improve it. So that's the glass, well, plastic as it were. Now we come on to the photo etch. We've got photo etch and ordinary etch. So we're going to zoom in so I can show you this. So, right, let's have a look. So, let's have a look. So we got the photo etch first, and let's move that light out the way a bit. Or do we want it down? Let's have a look. There we go. So there we go. Oh, it's going to be awkward. Come on. It's focusing on the background and not on the foreground. So we're going to switch to so there we go. Come on. You can see the seat belts. You can see the instrument panels. They look really good when they're all put on there. There's nothing wrong with those. Excellent. And then I'm not going to take this one out because it's bending very easily, but basically you can see the photo etch in there. Lots of tiny little pieces for me to spend hours and hours frustrating over, trying to glue on with super glue that is no more super than the margarine in the fridge. But if I get it on my hands, it becomes insta glue, super magnificent, fantastica glue, and it will glue my fingers together in mere seconds. but try and glue some photo etch on with it. I'm not bitter. Right, so that's the photo etch, and the ordinary sort of etch, if you like. Put that in there, that in, and then finally we'll have a quick look at the resin. So we want to so we've got the masks, but I'm not going to get there now. Everybody's seeing what they're like. So the resin, there's quite a bit really. I haven't done a lot with resin, so this is all fairly new to me. I've got to learn how to take these blocks off. So I really am, you know, I'm trying to build this channel up so that people learn along with me. I'm not coming to this channel as a professional by any standards. I'm just learning, and I want everyone to see how I'm learning and learn along with me. So we've got these resin parts. I'm not going to tell you I know anything about them, because I don't. All I know is these plastic plugs have to come off somehow. I also know that resin dust is very nasty for your health, so when you're sanding, cutting, doing anything with resin, you should wear a mask. This is apparently vital, because it can cause horrible problems, because your lungs can't expel the dust. So these, I mean, the wheels on these look tremendous. I mean, if you're wondering why, what's the thing with resin, so let's have a look. Let's find the part that we're replacing. So here we've got the two halves of the wheel. So that's the back side, and this is the front side. So first of all, there's no seam on this. There will be on these when they're put together, but there's no seam on this. Secondly, now then, Hasegawa have done a very good job of the centre. Let me just look. Let me look at this one. Right, now I can tell, now I can see where this one exceeds where the other one fails. Well, not fails, it's just not as good. So if we look in close on this piece here, you're probably not going to see it, to be honest, but you can see that they've just got a little round circle and some little knobbly bits for the nuts on there. That's how they've done that. Now if you compare that to this, they've actually got the nut there, and they've got the tiny little nuts also represented in proper shape and form. And I think this one also has the, you can just make out a locking pin on it. I may be mistaken. Well, I don't know, I might be mistaken on that, but I thought I could make out a locking pin. But that's the detail there. You can tell straight away. From here they look the same. Up close they're completely different. The other side is more easy to see. What, you know, there's just basically a circle there, whereas we've got the whole hub in here. And also on both sides we've got the ridges on the side of the tyre, whereas on here they're smooth. So if you're wondering why resin, there's your answer. And it's pretty much the same with every resin part. There's pretty much see on the exhaust stacks they're drilled out. I would be very much doubtful they are on the plastic version. And then we've got 2 jockey wheels. We've got 4 wheels. The Typhoon didn't have 4 wheels, did it? No, can't see on here, but I didn't think the Typhoon had 4 wheels. I thought it only had 2. R6, R6, R1, R1. Perhaps there's a spare. I don't know. There's only one engine. Anyway, there we go. There's your resin parts. And that really concludes the review on the Tiffy Typhoon. Nice little kit. Shame about the damage that's been done by the bottle of glue. And as of yet, until other people get in touch, I don't know whether that's damage on the holes that we saw earlier on or not. We'll have to wait and see. So thanks to everyone for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, and I look forward to giving you more content very soon. All that's left for me to say now is happy modelling, good health to you all, and bye for now.